God, why is this shit so fucking slow to get people in, man? Oh, they finally got people coming. All right, what's up? We're going to be starting with the symbols of America and what they represent. Right? This is Moamian knowledge. Right? It's part of Mental Magic Omniverse. Okay? This is something that I hold dear to my heart. Okay. So let's see. Let's get into, what should we get into today? You know what? We did a good one of this one yesterday. Right? We did this one yesterday. So let's move forward a little bit. Let's go to... Let's see. All right. Here. You know what? Hey, what's up, man? Matter of fact, let's start with something controversial to get some people in here. So, I thought today would be a good day to go over tones and frequencies and things. But, what you gotta find out, you know what it is, but it's something like that you wanna believe. All right, so from the past to the present. See, now let me give you the overtone. Hey, you want to see the different tones? Do any of you control your voice? Do you work with your own vocals? And I don't mean for singing purposes. I mean in general, right? A lot of people don't realize that your vocal range affects the way that people entertain you. And when I say entertain, I don't mean that you're entertaining, they're doing something to play with you. I mean entertain you as in listen. See, when I talk to you in my normal tone, you're like, oh, you know, regular conversations and everything like that, right? But when I really want something to sink in, all I really have to do is control the way that my voice sounds, and it will come out in a resonance that makes it so that it's almost like it's alluring to you to bring it in towards you, right? The thing is that what most people don't realize is that the control of your voice is the thing that will control the people that are around you. You're putting out a frequency. A heavier tone makes it so that the words that you say themselves become weighted in the way that you express them, making it so that people find them to be more truthful, more wholeheartedly, and more something that they're missing. But when you talk to somebody and they just get to yapping and talking all fast and all quick and everything just comes out and everything's just all high pitched and it kind of starts to rub you the wrong way, doesn't it? What is the reason behind this? See, when you learn to control your voice, you're controlling the speed at which people have to accept what you're giving them. Right? And I know that might sound a little strange to you in the moment, but realize when you hear people talking that fast and that rushed and that have that higher pitch to them, what it does is it tricks your system into thinking that there's a peril that's taking place, that there's something that's wrong, something that they're trying to hide, something that they don't want revealed. You see, what you don't want is to give the impression to people that your words have no weight to them. That's what happens when you speak them fastly and just start dumping them out on everybody. It's hard to take people serious when the tone of their voice is what sets the pattern as to what your body is going to recognize. Oh, look, we have a lost Christian in my chat. So this is where your symbolism for your religion has been stolen from. Okay, and it's not even that it was stolen. Let's not give out that narrative. It was gifted over to people to create a religion with. But what they did was they took very sacred things and turned it into a religion instead of a practice. Right? Religion is not a real thing. Neither is your Jesus, neither is your Satan. None of these things exist. You, however, have the ability to be misleading, to lie to people, to harm people, to corrupt people. You have that ability. It's not about what you read about, it's about what you do with what you learned. That makes a difference between whether people want to gravitate to you or if you can only gravitate towards the people in the church itself. You see, most of you that are in the church can't deal with people outside of the church because you've been stunted in your life. And there's no way that I can say this without it hurting your feelings because you've been lied to, and that makes it very difficult for you to accept the truth. See, this was all done out of the ideology that it is easier to tell man a lie than to tell them that they have been lied to. You see, you've been tricked into something. You see, what you don't understand is what the word Christian means. And I'm not going to go over it every single day just because you guys come in here acting unruly, like you have no type of discipline, no type of respect, and no type of care for what others are involved in. Right? So I'm going to give you your warning for today. Today, we're not dealing with you guys. Today, you can sit there and be quiet and have your voice tomorrow if you want to be heard. But today we're going to focus on the things that are productive, not the things that are destructive. You see, one is representing the spirit of man that moves the cross in all ways and all days, right? You see how he's got the footprints that are on the cross? That's because it's a cross that's in motion. See, this isn't the X, even though this is where your X-Men come from, which is why they all have these different colors and different animals and different capabilities and things. It's all these stories that are being turned into new age things, right? The thing is this represents the heart on the cross, the soul, the man on the cross, but this represents the physical man. You see, one is something that represents something internal that grows you, strengthens you, carries you through life, uplifts you when you're feeling down, and restructures you when you're feeling broken. One represents destruction, death, sacrifice, peril, pain, struggling. And these are all things that you think of when you see these images, when you're looking at this, because this man, which they give you thousands upon thousands of images of being strung up on a cross. That's a torturous thing to look at, witness, and contemplate. Right? And so how many people are carrying around the trauma that comes with being taught about a man that got hung, that go to worship it and look at it every single day and walk into a building where there's a man strung up on a cross with blood pouring down from him, looking down at you like he's depressed because somebody's stealing his life. And these are the things that you go to worship. That's what you give your life to. That's what you conform your future to and believe in. The story that they give you about the man was a torturous one. It was a torturous one. You are him. You go around every single day being persecuted by random people that have nothing to do with you, that talk shit to you, that judge you, that act like you're terrible and treat you like you're terrible because of the way that you treat others, right? But you go around getting persecuted every day, right? You come on here, you could tell somebody one thing and somebody takes it the wrong way, and next thing you know, you're getting crucified, right? They put you up on the cross. That's what happens when you carry around the ideology of these things. You understand? There is no way to escape this. This image will give you nothing but demons, devils, hell, torture, torment, pain, suffering, and all the things that bring your vibration down to the floor. And I know that a lot of you think that the talk about the frequency and vibration doesn't make any sense, but your body is built like a fucking battery. Your body's structured like a battery. It's got cathodes. It's got a tower on it to cycle the energy. It's got factories inside of it. You guys don't pay attention to your own self. Okay. Now this is the thing. As you see, both represent the same thing, but because of the new ways that it's being represented, it pulls away from what was actually intended, right? See, in ancient times, bro, shut up, Todd, I'll block you. It's not, no, bro, it's not the black people are God's children, bro. Get that shit out of here. See, that's that shit that I be talking to y'all about, man. Y'all can't possibly grasp this if you're still basing everything on colors. Bitch, everybody is fucking God's children. Everything is created by the Creator. There's nothing outside of that. Everything. Stop trying to separate everybody. Everything came from the Creator. That's why it's the Creator. You understand? Everything. Yeah. No. There's nothing that you can create outside of the Creator. What you saying that this pen doesn't hold the Creator's energy in it? You saying this tablet doesn't hold the Creator's energy in it? You saying that okay, so here, let me break this down for y'all racist motherfuckers that can't seem to get this shit through your head. So we can stop this shit, because next time y'all come in my live talking this ridiculous shit, I'm just gonna boot you and you have to go find somebody that's destructive to listen to. If you went to school, and you're going to grasp this concept. When you went to school, they taught you about what? Atoms. What isn't made of atoms? Because I don't have to tell you this. You already know that everything comes from the one thing. You've already had it proven to you your whole entire life. What doesn't come from atoms? Tell me what doesn't come from atoms. Anybody? 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 Okay, so if everything is made of atoms, right? If everything is made of atoms, then which part of it isn't the Creator? Are quarks in nature? Quarks are a part of nature, right? That's a part of the system, right? Right? How do you get quarks? How do you go from atoms to the Creator? Well, let's think about that for a minute. You went to school, and in school they explained to you that everything is made of atoms and electrons. So if everything's made of atoms and electrons, then it's not a hard process to understand. This pen, made of atoms. This tablet, made of atoms. This remote, made of atoms. This hand, made of atoms. The bones that are inside of it are made of atoms. They're all around you too. Right? So if everything is made of atoms, then where did the atoms come from? Oh, the creator. Oh, seems pretty simple. It's not a very complex thing. It's really not that complex. Now, what operates outside of atoms? There's only one thing that the creator doesn't create, and that's your personal perspective. See, this is the only thing that the creator doesn't directly create. This is the only thing that you have the ability to change, is your perspective. But even your perspective comes from learned information, right? Which means that what? Even your perspective isn't your own. You're just following a path. It's a design. Right, everything is one. What is the hard part to accept about that? Why? Because there's different shapes and different sizes around you. The only thing that you have that is yours is your observations. The reactions you don't control, because you don't control your emotions, you respond to them. Right? Emotions come from the creator. Right? The only thing that you have that is individual to you is the observation. And your ability to determine how you view that. That's what you were given control over. You don't control your actions. You witness them. The actions get created off of your observation, and then you experience it. So, what is this argument that people keep having of who are God's children? Who is everyone and everything? And you have the ability to shape and manifest that into as many scenarios as you would like. Because what you're doing is experiencing the experience of being man. Let's not get into that, TJ, because you're really going to throw people for a loop if you bring up the fact that angels actually had the free will, even though the people in the Bible read that the angels were servants. It's kind of funny how all of the servants seem to do what the fuck they want, right? No, angels aren't fucking angels, bro. Angels are angles. They're angles. Haven't you noticed that each angel represented a different archetype? What's an arc? Arc is a charge. That's the energy that's between two posts. That's an arc. So you have arc angles. You have the energetic exchange of the emotion. That's why there's one of wrath, there's one of love, there's one of this, there's one of that, there's one of this, there's one of that. That's what they are. No. All right, here, let me show you. Y'all don't even know what angels are. You're an angel. You're saved by an angel or you become one. No. You're an angel. They tell you when you're born. You just don't listen to them. See, angels are just the spirits that have been given physical bodies, because you need to have wings in order to be an angel. You get your wings when you get your rib cage, which gives you the ability to fly and move through this world, right? It's the heart and the heart's desires that the angels represent. That's why they have the wings and the ability to fly. What flies? Ideas do. That's the only thing that you know that flies outside of birds is actual ideas. Ideas are the things that take flight and go wherever they want and do whatever they want. You don't control your ideas. You have them, you put them out. You've been the angel. You were born again. You fell down to the earth. See, there's things that you don't understand because you're reading old things with new words. Right? This is what happens when you translate things by injuries and deceit, right? You translate things from one nation to another that has been done by what? Injuries, deceit. Right? The translations get lost. When the translation gets lost, all of a sudden the message changes, right? That's when narratives get applied. That's when applications change. That's when the results are reflected. And you can see the results of the information being lost in how the people of the church treat you now. And it doesn't matter whether they are Christian, Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, whatever the fuck faith they want to claim. Every single person that comes from one of those faiths has a way to tell you that you're the devil. You see, you tell everybody everything that you see around you. So if you notice, all of these people from all of these religions carry the devil around with them. It doesn't matter which religion you claim it to be from. The people that taught peace did not teach religion. They did not give you heaven and hell. That was given to you in order for you to stay in hell. You cannot escape it when you believe religions. So as that system becomes unraveled, the people are less able to be maintained. They're less able to be controlled. They're less able to be subdued and pulled away from nature and the natural things that are necessary in order for there to be progress in this world. You cannot have evolution if you've got everybody segregated. There's no mixing of the genetics to make the next best thing. You cannot have growth spiritually while everybody's limited with ideas of demons and monsters, because it restricts and destroys the brain from the inside out and destroys the waters of the body, making it so that they can't comprehend things. See, there's a very scientific application for these things that most people don't even take the time to look into. Right? There's a certain level of ignorance that floats around in all religions, because all religions create ignorance. Because you can't find a religion that doesn't give you demons. Every religion that you find on the planet right now gives you this. Now, you see this and you think of that devil creature that they told you about. You think about them demons that they told you about. But I'm here to tell you that they're fucking lying to you in the first place, because this is the top of the staff that you see him carrying. It spreads into the 3, the trident, right? Okay, that's your brain stem. The ox that has both male and female, the Bible, Baal, right? Your alpha and your omega. Yes, even Muslims will tell you about the jinn. Don't Muslims tell you about the jinn? Don't Muslims tell you that there's demon worshippers and evil spirits and all this other shit? Don't they also tell you that? Right? Don't think that they're any different. They've all got the same basic system set up, but the system comes from things that they don't have fucking knowledge of. Because you're told that these things are idol worship when you can't even recognize yourself in the things that you're looking at. See the face? You see the fucking top of the circle of Willis? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. You see the staff that he carries? Hmm? You see, what happens when you take old symbols and remove the understanding of those old symbols is people start to create demons, monsters, gods, goddesses, all kinds of stories, right? How many of those stories actually hold water? Right? You have to be ignorant to believe these things. Yeah. Right. You have to look at this. Look at this idiocy right here. All fallen angels. Oh, they're fallen angels. No, you're a Christian. You're clearly a Christian, my friend. You're clearly a Christian, and you're going to learn to shut the fuck up and respect what people are doing and keep your mouth shut. Because if I go into your churches and start telling the truth, I'm going to rip all them churches to pieces. So you're going to shut up and learn to be respectful and actually sit there and, not interrupt people and learn to learn, right? Because you're possessed with Christianity. Christianity comes from the Creston, right? And Creston is a nice word to say Cretan, but not the Cretan that you think today. No, that means ion deficient, that stunts brain development. And that's what the word Christian means, because that's what it does to you by you learning about it. Oh no, that's not wrong. That's not wrong at all. Here, would you like me to show you? Let me help you out, since you want to. Before you try to flag me and lie to the fucking people, because TikTok already knows the deal, because they've already dealt with me dealing with this. Let me show you. Yeah, Christian was an insult. It was an insult because it means literally that you are mentally deficient. No, it doesn't mean Christ. You don't know. You didn't do the etymology. Good luck, young man. No, I'm going to show you. Don't run. Look. You see how as soon as you go to show them the truth, they have to run. Hold on. Don't run. You stay in here. No, I want you to see what you signed up for and the thing that you just came in here talking to shit to me with. I want to show you the actual etymology of it. You stay right in here. Don't run. Fucking cowards, man. Don't run. I'm going to get you the etymology. You stay right there. And when I show you this, let me ask you something, right? Let me ask you something, my Christian claiming friend. If I show you this and I break this down to you in a way that you can actually see it for yourself, you going to stop claiming that shit? Entomology. Sure, the keyboard. Okay, look at that. We're going to go to Christian, right? Space means see. Let's see the question. Entomology, Christian means question likely contains a misunderstanding, as entomology is the study of insects. Oh, wait. It changed the word. My bad. Yeah, matter of fact, we don't even have to do it because AI went and fixed it for me. Look, right? While Creston is related to the word Christian in its etymology. Now, let's see. Which according to some theories was a term used to describe individuals with specific disabilities, particularly those affected by cretinism, a condition caused by a congenital deficiency of thyroid hormones. Christian, referring to individuals who follow the teachings of Christ and Jesus, referred to the anointed or the followers of Christ. Therefore, entomology and Christian are unrelated see, they're comparing entomology. Hold on. Let me back that up. There, we'll just do it like that. I don't want to fuck with the thing right now. Let's see. May seem related due to their similar sounds. Origins have distinct meanings. Christian refers to followers of Christ. Cretan is da 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 da. Now, hold on. Let's go to. Ooh. All right, let's see. Creston from Crestine, calling Cretans cretins, starting with Christians, made Europe smart, thus strong. European supremacy, blah, blah, blah. Christian. Fall morality, more akin to the blonde beast, the lion. Hold on, I'm gonna, no, don't run, because I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on. I'm gonna go to. Watch. Here, let me show you how it goes together. Christian definition. Right, show more. Me. Let's see. Hold on. You gotta go to a book. You go to the dictionary. All right. Now look, we go into the Christianity, right? They don't show you the rest of it, right? Oh. Go back one, right? Oh. Here we go. Surprisingly, the root of cretin is the Swiss French word Creston, which means Christian. There it is. Sorry about that. I had to take a second to fucking put it together for you correctly. Now read that again. Read it again. What's that say? The root of Cretan is the Swiss French word Creston, which means Christian. So let's go from that, right? Give me this. What is Cretan? Now, I want you to notice the root of Cretan is the Swiss French word Christen, which means Christian. So what is a Cretan? A stupid person used as a general term of abuse, a person whose mental and physical development has been impaired by a deficiency of thyroid hormone in fetal or early life. Let me show you that one more time. One more, just in case you missed it. Okay. The root Cretan is the Swiss French word Christen, which means Christian. It seems that people back then wanted to remind themselves that even though Cretans look unusual, they're still humans who deserve kindness. A Cretan is a stupid person, a person whose mental and physical development has been impaired by a deficiency of thyroid hormone in fetal or early life. Seen it all and heard it. So you're definitely a Cretan, right? You're definitely a Christian, though. Right now you guys are gonna get upset and start throwing out your name calling and all your little you see, because stupid people can't comprehend real things. Stupid people have a problem with comprehension. Stupid people don't have the ability to do anything but name call and fucking be all ignorant and start trying to attack all. Oh, you should put this much effort into this and this. You would be able to get a job. Bitch, I own 4 properties, 6 vehicles, and donate money to people every single day, helping other people around the country. What do I need a job for? I generate money. I am the money. The money comes to me whenever I want it, whenever I need it in abundance. So, keep being a Christian. What does Jesus say about my good deeds? No good deeds go unpunished, right? That's what he's talking about. You ignorant motherfuckers just coming here talking shit to people for doing good things. Right? It's not my fault that you have labeled yourself an idiot. Right? That's on you. That's not me. That's you calling yourself that. That's you that's been stunted by those teachings. Right? Stop bragging about my good deeds. Bitch, I just fucking brought them up because motherfucking y'all sitting here telling me I need a job to accomplish good things when I do good things without one. I build and make my own. I'm pretty sure it's a good thing that I let people know that I do that so that they know that they have the ability to do the same thing, because everything I tell people that I do, I tell them that they can do as well, as long as they actually take the time to put themselves involved in it. So that's not bragging, my friend. That's standing on business. And if that makes you feel shorted in any way, it's probably because you're a Christian. Right? So I'm gonna move along, because arguing with stupid people only brings you down to stupidity. And if you're gonna claim to be stupid, I'm gonna accept that full and wholeheartedly. I'm sorry, but I don't give money to people that ask me for money. I don't do that, because that's when people come to you with their hands out always and want to lean and depend on you. You see, I find my own people throughout the fucking that I distribute and help keep afloat, So, and that's because I see them doing work that nobody's compensating them for. Like people that teach you real things on TikTok and that actually take the time to do research that everybody just sits there and mooches off of, instead of giving donations and helping and putting together. When they go through life struggling to try to bring you information, I feel like they should be compensated for it. So I take my donations and give it to them, because I don't really need it. Now, let's get back to this. Right? Let me show you some things. Right? Let's get back into the symbolism. Look at this. Let me show you something. Right? Do you see? Do you see? See, the thing is that when you're taught about deities and demons and things instead of the actual meaning behind things, it tends to make it so that you're able to corrupt yourself, right? This is the what you would call the Baphomet statue that is sitting out in Arkansas. Imagine, of all places, right? Because you see, the thing is that people use these symbols in order to generate power. Because if they can give you a symbol that you can't understand, they can give you a story on it that makes it so that it's something that you give energy to, which then it becomes a beacon, right? A beacon, or what's another word for beacon? Right? Oh, did you know that B's and D's are interchangeable? See, your deacons, your pastors, your all those people, these are. Let me. Hey, why you think? Hey, matter of fact, here, let's stick to words for just a second. I just want to stick to some words for a second so I can make some things apparent to you. Some things that you might not even think about, right? You have a pastor, which is what? A pasture. That's the plain. Okay? You have a deacon, right? Yeah, that's the one that's the beacon, the one that said to hold the light, right? Now, a deacon, right? What is con? Con, right? But con comes from con. Now, a con is a priest. That's somebody that's of high intelligence is basically what it is, right? So if you're being deconned, what's happening to you? If you're being deconned, what's happening? They're taking you out of your intelligence. A con is somebody that's close to the creator. That's okay. That's why you're American. The cons. See, what they've done is reverse the language. Right? What they've done is they've reversed the language. That's what a lot of people don't realize, right? See, if you pay attention, right? If you pay attention, you're still talking a very old language. Right? Confidence, right? Think about all the things that are related to con. Now, if you're confident, what's phi? Whoa. Think about it for a minute. Phi, the phi, the foe and the thumb, right? The phi. What is the phi? That's an eternal symbol. Doesn't the thing that you're confident, isn't the thing that's indented into your eternity? That's part of the way that you think. Right? Think about that. Yeah, construction, right? An intelligent right? An intelligent design is construction, right? Construct is to create. Yeah, a condom. Condom, right? Think about that. The con and the dome. The dome that goes over the spirit. Hey, what's up, Gilly? You know about that, do you? Right? You see all the wordplay that's going on around you? You don't realize it half the time. Right? Half the time you don't realize what it is that you're saying. And that's just factual. Just the same way as you don't realize that these are one and the same. And it's just factual. Would you like me to prove it? You don't think that these are one and the same? That's Baal, right? That you got information on Jesus from in the Bible, right? The Bible, the ox that has two genders, Baal. You didn't put those two together? Okay. Let me show you something, right? All right, hands up, that means it's coming down, right? So it goes down on the left side, it goes down on the left side, stays behind on the left side, right? Goes down on the left side, goes down on the left side, and if you look over here, right? See this right here? Bloop. That's this right here. Bloop. Bloop. See how it goes up on the right side to the heart? Right here. Going up on the right to the heart. Where he's going up on the right to the heart. You see how he's got this halo here? With the 5 points in it, right? And you see how he's got this halo here. Right? Now, up here, you have these two. Bloop, bloop. That's these two. Bloop, bloop. Now, if you don't understand the symbolism behind this, then you're not going to understand the symbolism behind this. It's all the same exact thing. You see, this yeah, let me make it easier for you. Once I show you this, it'll make a lot more sense, okay? So, this is your cross. The spine and the clavicle. That's why when you go into a Catholic church, what do they touch? They touch the heart, the pineal, and the shoulders. Right? That's your cross that you bear every day. You know, uplift your cross, holding your cross, carrying your cross, all that stuff that they talk about. It's your body. Hey, what's good, man? Peace. Right? So, if you notice, right, you see the little fingers popping off? See how he's got them little fingers? That's these little fingers. You have the two that go out straight and the one that curls over. Thumb and your two, bloop, that's this. Same thing. Huh. Oh. Same exact thing. Right? Because it represents your heart. Now, this is your pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery is the one that stays down on the left side. Okay, if you notice, this is where your caduceus cross. Okay, because your caduceus is your heart being divided into two. It's the two valves that come out of the heart. You have your pulmonary and your ascending artery. The pulmonary artery is the one that stays on the back on the left side. You see that? Let me see if I can see. See, it doesn't actually cross over. It stays on the left, on the backside, going down. Same way as getting stabbed by a spear so that the blood travels down to the back left side. It's the same exact thing. That's why he's pointing to the back, because it's the back left side. So, you also see that over here as well, because it's coming down. He's receiving it coming down from the left side. Female, feminine, is the transfer of energy. Children are pure. So you have pure energy that's being transferred down the back left side. Now, if we look at these legs, if you notice, one has leg hairs that go down. Right? All of them go down. And where does it go? Oh, on that back left side. Right? It goes from the left and crosses. Right? Same thing over here. You have the boy for the physical, because that's the blood itself. And then you have the woman, the nun, that carries it, right? She receives it, bloop, and then she sends it down. Now that goes into the chamber where the mother's at, because the mother is the transference of energy, right? And if you notice how this guy's very scruffy on the left side, and then this guy's very clean on the right side? See how he's dirty looking over here, and then he gets cleaned up for this side? All right, you see that? Now, what is that below? Oh, look at that. What do you know? It's right there in front of you. The caduceus. All right. Now, if we look, for some reason on the right side, those leg hairs are literally pointing up. You see the difference? Okay? So it's pointing up on the right side, right? And then because on the right side you have the new blood, right? That's your renewed blood, right? And so it's going to the heart, right? And it's male because it's physical, right? It's the new blood. It's the physical production, right? And it's pure because it's purified blood, right? That travels up on the right side. Kind of like how this guy right here, you know, the clean one, right? Kind of like this clean guy right here leads you up to, notice how this hand is closed because it's carrying something, not receiving. See, this one's open, it's receiving. This one's closed, it's carrying. And when it carries it, right, it gets pushed. Notice how all these are men. They're not women because it's the physical that's being brought up, right? And so you have the cup for the heart, which is funny because why is the cup? Right? That's anatomy, sir. Hold on, I gotta go check something. Fucking dog's losing his mind out there. Be right back. All right. There's a neighbor's dog barking, not mine. They sound very similar. All right, I'm back. Oh, you were gonna block me now? I see you got that Jesus picture on there. Go ahead and block me. I don't give a fuck. If you want to stay in that level of intelligence that they put you at, you go right on ahead. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and motherfucking pander to you. Like, it's not my job to. I apologize that you don't understand that, but it's not my job. I'm only here to speak to people that like education and that actually like to understand the things that are around them so that they can't be controlled, right? They don't, I don't want my people's spirits to be lost like yours. You get me? So if you want to be blocked, you don't have to be. I know that you need that attention because you're drained of energy because of the things that you believe in, but feel free to give yourself your own energy and see your ass out of my life. Okay, I don't need to block you. You can sit here and talk all the shit that you want. I'm just going to ignore you and keep on rolling. So now, understand this, right? I want you to notice this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, the other one's gone. Right? And I'll explain why that one's gone in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right? You see how that one's only half of one right here? See this little halfer right here? The little half one? You know why that's half? Because the floating ribs, the 13th. It's not the whole thing. Okay? So you have the 12 because the 12 represent the what? Let's see, on your spinal column, you have 12 vertebrae, right? And in your brain, you have 12 cranial nerves, right? So the 12 cranial nerves send signals to the 12 vertebrae. So those are your 12 discs that I pull. Because your eye is your heart. Right? Your eye is your heart. Doesn't your heart have the ability to see things that you don't? Your heart will try to tell you, forgive that person. Let them go. Forgive, they could be going through something hard. You sure your heart doesn't have its own eye? Right? Think about that for a minute, right? You sure your heart doesn't see things? Because your heart sees things its own way. They told you that the heart has a brain in it, don't they? Right? Think about that for a minute. Right? So, when they tell you that you're missing ions, right? Ion deficiency. Ion deficiency. Your eye isn't on. That's why you can't see clearly. Right? Let that eye be single. Not let your eyes be single. Let thine eye be single. 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 One eye. One eye. Internal eyes see things that the externals don't. Okay, so your eye, right? Let thine eye be single, right? Don't divide your heart between things. Don't divide your mind into things. Let those eyes see what they're meant to see. This right here, is your circle of Willis. Okay. This is the internal view of it because those 12 cranial nerves, right? They gotta have a center, don't they? Right. What operates the 12 cranial nerves? You have your brain stem that leads up to your pineal gland that sits towards the back of the brain, right about here. You have your frontal, occipital, perennial, your lombatic, and the thing that determines those two, the cerebellum. It's the 5 lobes of the brain that control the 12 that are the things that send the energy down throughout your body that cleanses you. I don't comprehend. Okay. Okay, you're right. You're right. There's just nobody else that breaks all of these down to show you that they're all the exact same thing. That's why I comprehend it. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'd be looking at the chats randomly, so I don't know when somebody's talking to me or talking to somebody else. Look, let me show you this. Look, only the Christians aren't going to be able to see it. Well, let me repeat that. Only the religious people aren't going to be able to see this because they're stunted on their ability to think. What do you see in front of you? Hey, what up, Vanilla? What topic is this? Symbolism. We're just breaking some spells, that's all. Bring some intelligence so that people can't be tricked into demons and tricked into deities and giving energy over to things that they don't need to. Good day to you too. What's the 5-point star? Here, let me do this. Bloop. Bloop. Of course you were taught it was demonic. You're taught everything about you is demonic. Right or wrong, like think about it. Look, you don't understand the archetype of the devil. You don't understand the archetype of the devil. You're the devil. The devil was the one that got the job, right? I want you to think about this for a second. You're the archetype of the devil. You know what that was? That was a subduing of your ability to revolt when you think something's fucked up. That's what that was. That's the whole point of that story, is to stop you. Because what happens, right? Immediately upon you finding out that there's something wrong in your relationship, when you want to end it, you think about being what? Cast out of the relationship. Immediately upon when you go into your job and your boss is a piece of shit and, you know, they go in and hire people before you, what happens? You say something about it, you get fucking cast out. You understand? This is you. If you think about it from the devil's perspective, that's why the people that filled up this country are allowing this government to do what the fuck they want, because they were all taught religion, right? This is a Christian nation. I just showed you what Christian means. They created a Christian nation. Funny thing about that is that you had Spanish, British, French, let's see, German. All of these were Catholic nations that gave you Christianity. That's the part that blows my mind about the whole entire thing. No, not the Romanians, because the reason that I don't mention the Romanians is because I'm specifically talking about the people that came from those countries over to the Americas. It is true, my friend. Don't fucking look up what it is today. Gee, please don't make me fucking keep showing y'all everything that I don't like. You know, I got videos on my profile. You can go read up on it, okay? You can go watch and I'll show you. I did the work for you. I showed the train of thought. I showed how it was created. The Pope is the one that created the religion. It was actually the Cathartic Jews, which were actually the Khazarians that came from Russia that were being exiled for all of the thieving that they were doing. Those are the ones that created your religion. They weren't called Jews back then. They weren't called Israelites. They weren't Hebrew. They were Khazarians. Okay? So you need to realize these things before you even come and speak to me. Go and do some research before you even try to check me on anything, because I promise you I got all the facts to put it together from the beginning to the end. It's not difficult. You can go on my profile and watch the videos so that you can see it for yourself. Okay? So this is the thing. is a bunch of Catholic nations, because during the 1400s to the 1600s, these were Catholic nations that were coming over to the Americas, and they created Christianity. That's why the Christian book known as the King James Bible, that is the thing that founded the American system that they created, is controlled and operated by Oxford. Oxford is owned by the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the one that distributes and changes and alters your Christian Bibles. So you go and look into that for yourself before you come and question me. So the story that they gave you of the devil, this guy right here is you. Because you are the disgruntled employee. This is the thing that keeps you in relationships for long periods of time that you don't belong in. This is the thing that keeps you going to jobs that you're miserable at. This is the thing because you're scared to leave it, because you'll get cast out and you'll lose everything just the same way as he did. That's the archetype. Remember, this was an angel. It's the archetype of rebellion. The arc. The energy, right? The Ark of the Covenant. You understand? This is you learning to stay in fucked up situations that you shouldn't be in. That's what this teaches you. You get me? This is Jesus. What are you talking about? Jesus was the son that went around claiming that he had all the power, performing miracles. Right? Right? Think about that. Claimed to be the Son of God after being the Son of Man. And then he turns around and performs all kinds of miracles. But they take out the part in the infancy gospel of Thomas where Jesus was unaliving children in his infancy. Your shoot will bear no root and your limbs will bear no fruit, and people were dying. He was going around cursing people and killing them when he was a baby in the infancy gospel of Thomas. So of course they took that out. You understand? Of course they took that out of the Bible. Yeah, you didn't know about that? You didn't know about that? Of course you didn't know about that. But they mentioned it. Hey, look, if you watch the movie, what was that movie about old boy that pretended to be Jesus that they just came out with? What was that movie called? What was it? I know one of you seen it. The black guy that was the... What the fuck was the name of that? Nah, it wasn't The Chosen One. The Book of Clarence. There you go. Yo, if you go and watch the Book of Clarence, you're going to see a part of the Book of Clarence where he references back to the infancy gospel of Thomas. Because they'll show you a part where they'll actually show Jesus making those clay ravens from the infancy gospel. Where do we come from and how do we ascend? You come from the Creator. You ascend by actually fucking cleansing yourself. You know, you get baptized. And I don't mean the shit that they dunk you in a fucking church pool full of nasty ass holy water. I'm not talking about a baptism like that, right? You get baptized from the heavens. All right, let's see. Where's this at? Let me show you something. All right, right. Check this out, right? The 7 steps to heaven. It's your cervical vertebrae. It's the top part, okay? Up here is known as the atlas. What's the world called? What's the world called, ladies and gentlemen? Don't they give you an atlas for your world? These are known as the axis. See, the problem that you're having with the book that you're reading is you're using current day terminology, which confuses the fuck out of you, because the things that are internal, they've now made external in order for you not to be able to read that correctly. So think about that. So the map of the world is right here. The axis on which it turns or which it changes is right here. This is what controls the axis. Up here, above the axis, for some reason, you have something called a hemisphere. Don't you? Now, that hemisphere just happens to be surrounded by water. Right? Right? Now, the funny thing, to make it even more interesting, right, is because you were worried about Egypt and the pyramids, right? But your pyramid is located right here. That's located on your axis. The pyramids are on the axis. They're right here because it's part of your pons and your medulla. Do I have that on here? Yeah. So, right? And then what's below your axis, right? You have the atlas, you have the hemisphere, you have the atlas, you have the axis that the world turns on, and then you have a what? A heart. Which is just Earth. Oh, imagine that. Why is Jesus smothering a black man? Because that's what he was created to control. That's why. Okay? Now, inside your brain, you have 5 lobes, right? Which are the loaves that Jesus passed down to his discs that I pull. You know, the discs that I pull. The discs, the disciples. These are the discs that I pull. Who's the eye? Oh, that heart, right? That's the eye of the earth. Right? Oh. I don't care how I spelled it. Okay? Because loaves are the things that you love anyway. Now, this is the thing, right? This is your loaf of bread. And below your loaf of bread, right? Your brain is what? Let me ask you something, right? Because he fasted 5 loaves and 2 fish. Your brain splits into a left and a right side, right? Doesn't your brain split to the left and right? Uh-oh. Oh, the pen's off. Your brain has a left side and a right side. Now, the left and the right side, they both live inside water, don't they? Right. So, isn't that your fish? So if you got 2 sides, doesn't that make 2 fish? Why do you think Jesus is represented by the fucking fish? Bloop, bloop. Mr. Jesus fish, right? Everywhere you look on Jesus, they got what? Oh, that fish. What's that fish that they put on Jesus? Hey, look, right? Everybody from the church has this Jesus fish, right? It looks like this, don't it? Right? Yeah, that's because you only get half of it. They're not connecting the full thing for you. Now you see where the fish comes from? It severs you from the infinite source. Oh yeah, it is the Pope's hat. Let's not get this twisted. But if we're going to go down that route, we got to be real about this shit. Because you need to know what that represents, right? Right? Where'd that Jesus fish come from? right? Wasn't Jesus the one that was said to walk on water? Oh, imagine. How have I not crashed Procreate? Man, I love this fucking program, yo. You must be running it wrong, or you must have your iPad filled up or something. Right? Now, this becomes the Pope. And the Pope is a false idol, so the Pope is also your Jesus. Right? That's wrong. You sure about that? See, the Pope runs all religions. You didn't know that? Why do you think he wears all the hats? You never notice that the Pope wears the Jewish hat, wears the fish hat, and carries the Christian cross? Why do you think all the different religions meet up with him? See, the Pope is the one that controls the world, because the Pope released a document once they found out that there was waters above that was released in order to put everybody under Admiralty jurisdiction. Okay, Admiralty jurisdiction is the sea, right? And everything, and you know that you're under Admiralty jurisdiction because everywhere you look, all you do is see things, right? Right? Don't forget, you're also Jesus too. That's why you have to go fishing for a mate, right? Because there's plenty of fish in the sea, right? All you got to do is keep it real, right? And as long as you keep it real, right? All right, how much fishing do you do on a regular basis? Don't you get drowned in your thoughts? No? You, let's see. Weren't you given a dock tour? Isn't that a dock? Isn't that what fish are under? Right? I mean, fuck, you're on the World Wide Web. Or the internet, where they snare your fucking thoughts. Yeah. Don't you live in current times? Keep it real. You sure you're not the fish? You sure you're not Dagon? You sure you're not Jesus? Because everything keeps telling you that you are. Because you're under Admiralty jurisdiction. That was the flooding of the world. It was commissioned by the Pope. And not only that, but you're under the doctrine, right? Once again, you're under that doc, right? The doctrine of discovery. Right? There's that doc again. Right? All of this came from the Pope. But what you don't realize about the Pope is that the original Pope was Jewish. That's a Jewish position. That's why he wears the Jewish hat. You never noticed that? You never noticed? Let me show you something. There we go. What religion doesn't he control? Here's your fish. Here's your Jewish one. Here he is with your Christian cross. It's not really that hard to comprehend. You have one body that's controlled by one man. The Jewish and the Muslims, they both have the same exact hat. You have the Dagon for the ancient world, all right? The fish hat, all right? And they control the Christian Bible. Watch, here, let me show you what I mean. Bloop. Give me this. Let's go with, let's see. Who owns Oxford? Watch this. Check this out. Self-governing institution, right? Now let's go like this. Who published KJV? Let's see. Oh, funny thing that pops up in the 1600s, right? Now, let's see. Cambridge University and Oxford University Press. The copyright and distribution rights were later granted to Cambridge University and Oxford Press, right? Originally, it was owned by the Royal Crown, right? But then it got given to Cambridge and the Oxford. But who's the man? Now watch this. Ready for this? Who started Oxford University? Organically, and does not have a single founder, while there is a legend linking King Alfred the Great to Oxford beginnings, right? But that's not true, because King James, matter of fact, where are my photos at? Oh, this will make it so much easier. All right. Where's this stuff on the Pope? Hold on. Let's get into this. Let's just dig in on it for a second here. Let's just zoom in right here. Let's just zoom in right here. Okay. All right. Right. So this is the area. Okay. So let's see. You have Pope Alexander VI, ruler of the Papal States, right? From the 1400s to the 1500s, right? Now, let's see. You have the King James Bible, right? Right? That's produced in 1604 and published in 1611, is an early modern English translation of the Christian Bible for the Church of England, right? Now, the Crown, in the UK, the rights to the KJV Bible are held by the Crown and managed by Cambridge University Press. This means that Cambridge University Press has the exclusive right to print and distribute the KJV in the UK, in the United States, and the KJV is the public domain, so there are no copyright restrictions, right? So, Cambridge University. Who started Cambridge University? Let's see. That would be Henry VIII. Okay. All right, so that's Henry VIII. Let's see. Who was King Henry? Known for his 6 marriages, including the famous Catherine of Aragon, and his break from the Catholic Church, right? So he was Catholic originally until he created, right? key aspect of Henry's life. The reason that he left, right? Henry desired to divorce his wife Catherine of Aragon and marry Anne, right? And this led to his break with the Catholic Church. He married 6 wives, Catherine, Aragon, right? So he was a Catholic. He was a devout Catholic, all right? So a devout Catholic gave you your Christian Bible. Yeah, he had boyfriends as well. Yeah. The only reason he left Catholicism was because they didn't want to let him get a divorce. I don't care if it talks about the fucking reincarnation. That shit's a fabricated crock of shit. And you guys need to stop fucking coming in here with your nonsense and go and do some research. You need to go and do some research before you go giving your life over to something. Blind leading the blind. Because everywhere that your Bible comes from, right? That's your boy Jesus. There was no Jesus before Jesus was created into Jesus. It's a construct. Same as the devil. The devil wasn't in the Bible either. Because it was the Biblios Heliotech originally, which is the record of the sun. Santa Claus is part of the Klan. But your problem with the Klan is that you think that it's this whitewashed version that they have today. Did you know that the Klan used to have people of all kinds? It wasn't just for these racist white people running around in it. It was actually everybody, because clans are tribes. I'm not being tricked by AI. That's the fucking Mona Lisa, and these are your paintings of Jesus straight out of your churches. Where is being fooled by AI? You're saying I'm fooled by AI because you don't like the facts. You'd rather go by a book that gives you a bunch of stories that you can't comprehend and wouldn't listen to somebody that told you today, but because everybody in your family read that same book and tells you that that's the truth, it makes it real for you. There was no real picture of Jesus because Jesus is stolen from the original, which has nothing to do with religion. Your whole entire thing is a stolen reproduction of crock of shit that never existed. I don't have to look at no church paintings because I know where it comes from. Because everything that you have is a mirror image of the old school stuff. Just the same as your tablets are the reproduction of, just like your cross is a reproduction of, just like your man on the cross is a reproduction of. Why do you think they gave you tablets? Who has all the tablets? Oh, God wrote down a Bible and everything was written down on tablets, right? Everything was written down on tablets. But yet, for some reason, you want to go to the written book rather than the pictures that come from the tablets that tell you everything you need to know. Where'd the tablets come from where they found religion? Hold on. Let me show you. Because they show you this in every single one. Something's starting to look a little familiar to the things that they show you that your little prophets carried around. Maybe the word of God written in a language that everybody could decipher as long as they knew motherfucking nature, right? Possibly something that isn't restricted to a specific language that can be understood through all generations because it's pictures, and pictures speak 1,000 words instead of making scriptures, which is spells you put on them. No, it didn't come from Ma'at. Stop that bullshit. Don't start that shit. You don't even fuck with me, so don't even be in my live. You can go ahead and block yourself. I remember you from all my other profiles. You're very ignorant, and you believe that everything breaks down to feminism and that women rule the fucking world and that that's the creator and all this other nonsense because you don't have any concept of duality, because the duality leads you back to oneness, which there cannot be two of. So your whole thought process is slanted, jaded, and very egotistical in nature, and you can get the fuck from off my profile because I don't fuck with you and you don't fuck with me. So don't come in here trying to tell people about your nonsense. I already got to deal with the Christians. I don't need you coming in here with your Ma'at bullshit either. Because that's also a made-up fucking thing. Boop. You don't recognize the tablets? I'm not being mean, my guy. I'm talking to somebody that's been disrespectful to me for the last couple years. You get me? I'm talking to somebody that's been extremely disrespectful to me for a few years now. That likes to go in other people's lives that I'm in and try to run their mouth and shit like that. So she can boot scoot her way the fuck out of here real quick. Emerald tablets are fake. There's no such thing as the emerald tablets. Nobody's ever seen a physical version of them. So anybody trying to teach you from the emerald tablets is full of shit as well. Okay? Don't let these people convince you of all these random ass God stories. None of these have anything to do with gods. These don't have to do with gods. You understand me? These have to do with gods. These new made things tell you about gods. This has nothing to do with the creator. This has nothing to do with God. Except for the fact that this is the creator distributing life to everything. Not the sun, right? They want you to think that it's paganism. Isn't the creator the eye in the sky, the one that they say sees all, hears all, is a part of all? Aliens? No, aliens don't exist, bro. You're the alien. Look, want to see where your aliens came from? Hold on. Let's go to, matter of fact, let me show you this one. All right, look. Let me show you something real quick. Your idea of aliens. Where do they get the idea of aliens? You're the alien. I'm going to show you. Where is it? Hey, my little religious people that are in here. This is all your Bible right here in front of you. Right? These are the gleaming grapes. Okay? Which is your lungs. Okay? This is understanding of the heart. Okay? What you think is the swastika just represents, right? See, they don't want you to see where it really comes from, because then you'll start looking for things. Then you'll start seeing that there's more to it than the little things that they're showing you, right? This is your swastika right here. The original form of it, which is your blood, your water, and your spirit all combining together, because that's what the heart regulates. No, you can't teach me shit, my friend. Get the fuck out of here with you can teach me stuff, because you don't have nobody that can teach you this. And if you can't understand the symbols, you can't understand anything that's going on around you today currently, because your whole life is full of fucking symbols that you don't recognize. Literally, just filled with it. Oh, they say it's Ishtar. Okay, let's take another look at this, right? You see how the owls are sitting here on the edge for the knowledge, right? You see the lions, how the lions are in the shape of the hips. You see how we already showed you the wings are the rib cage, right? And she's hanging on to your clavicle, right? So it's the heart. What does it say in the Bible? Hold on, let me see. Here, let's see. Do I have Facebook on here? Let me see if I can find these original posts. Hold on 1 second. Let me show you something. I want to show you something dope. Maybe if I, you know what? I don't even need Facebook. We'll just go to... Let me get you the scriptures that go with these things. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, then you fall in love, and you know what it is, and you know what it does, and you just don't think that you fall asleep, and you... All right, let's see. Where is it? Oh, damn it, it's gonna be on the Facebook. All right, hold on. I got another idea. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta put some stuff together for you. I'm gonna put all these pieces together for you. And we're gonna go over this together, okay? I'm gonna go to the App Store. Matter of fact, I don't even think I have to do it that way. Go like this. Give me this. Let's go to this. Whatever. Log in. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Just log in. Now. Yeah, not a robot. Bullshit. Okay. Stairs. Verify. Give me my shit. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to make it all come together for you. Mental Magic. Omniverse. Just give me 1 second here. Oh. Matter of fact, I don't even have to wait for that. I just thought about it. And I have a backup. So hold on 1 second. Let's go to this one. And then we're going to go down to the Sagrado Chahara. Where is that at? Kingdom packet. Ah, there we go. And we're going to open this up. So, since my biblical friends are in here so much, let's talk about some Bible verses. Revelation 17:9. And since my biblical friends are in here so much, let's talk about some Bible verses. Revelation 17:9. And here is the mind which hath the wisdom, the 7 heads and the 7 mountains on which the woman sits. Okay. Here is the mind which has the wisdom. All right. With the 7 mountains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? The 7 heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see that she's clearly sitting down, right? So you sure that your Bible isn't coming directly off of these works that you're sitting here talking so much shit about? All right. To him and her who divide the Red Sea asunder, for his and her loving kindness is everlasting. Right? How do you divide the Red Sea? That's the Red Sea is your what? Your blood, right? Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers and mothers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. You have the 3 wise men, which go to the Star of Bethlehem. The Star of Bethlehem is your circle of Willis. The 3 wise men are the ascending artery, right, the aorta, that connects the heart to the mind. That's why they go after the star, your circle of Willis, which is your baby Jesus, laying in the manger, right? Now, the thing that most people don't realize is that you don't know what you're talking about, because this is all boils down from anatomy, and it also goes into law, and I'll explain the law aspects of it as well. Now, when the even has come, he sat down with the 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12. When he sat down with the 12. All right. It is like a grain of mustard seed, which a man or a woman took, and cast into his or her garden, and it grew, and waxed a great tree, and the fowls of the air lodged in the branches of it. You see the owls, or the fowls of the air that are in the garden? You see where that comes from? Alright. Remember, in the Bible, they talk to you about your what? Your olives. Alright? But the olive tree said unto them, should I leave my fatness, wherewithin by me thy honor God and man and woman, and go to be promoted over the trees? Oh, so you sure they're not talking about your olive tree? You think that because, you know, you get a lot of instructions that come through your pons and your medulla, but I don't see any fucking trees that you can walk up to that are going to talk to you. But, you know, not for nothing, you're sitting here arguing with me about a book that tells you you can talk to trees and that they're going to tell you things. Right? That if I came up to you today, hey, put a 1 in the chat. If I came up to you today and told you that a tree told me something, put a 1 in the chat if you would listen, or put a 2 in the chat if you would think that I was a fucking lunatic. No, it doesn't happen, Ralph. Shut up. You're just trying to justify Christianity. No. There ain't no fucking way in hell that you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, because there's people on the streets right now that are talking to trees. I guarantee you either cross the street to stay the fuck away from them, or you motherfucking just ignore them when they try to talk to you. So you're not going to sit here and tell me that because you believe a religious book that you're going to accept that there's trees and shit that are talking to people today. Jesus is the way, and I found him the same way. No, my friend, Jesus is not the way. You're lost, right? How much less man that is a worm, and the Son of Man, which is a worm? Bro, I'm not angry. I'm just... See, this is the funny thing, right? Is you'll sit inside of a fucking church and you'll listen to this pastor stand there and yell and scream at you for hours, and you'll be like, oh, he's got this spirit in him. It's where his passion, and he's fucking... But I speak to you and you're like, oh, you're angry? Come on, bro. Just because you don't like what I'm saying doesn't mean that I'm angry. I stand on business, my friend. I stand on my facts very thoroughly. I'm not going to waver. I'm not going to be swayed. You cannot bribe me with a false idea of this thing called faith. You cannot prove to me anything that is going to sway me from the facts. Here, I don't, you know, here, you know what aggravates me? Repetitive Christians. And everybody knows why I don't like Christians. It's not that I don't like you, I love you, but, you know, y'all choose to be stupid. Literally, by definition. Why would I listen to somebody that believes in that? You cannot come to me speaking to me about Jesus and me have the tolerance to wait for you to fix your mind to be able to comprehend the things that I can say. You're going to have to go and do the work. Okay? Notice how I can say Jesus is my blah blah, what do they say? My Lord and Savior, and I don't burst into flames. That should tell you I'm not a demon. Notice how I can tell you that Jesus and say Jesus all the times that I want to. I can tell you Jesus is in my heart, and I'm still not going to burst in flames or change what I'm saying to you. That's because all the things that you're being told about the power of that name are fucking crocks of shit. I love how you guys keep correlating the Son of Man to the Creator and wonder why it is that you're so lost. Aren't you God's child? Aren't you the child? Don't they tell you that you're God's child? Have you even read that book? Let me ask you something. Have y'all actually read that book, or do you just go to the church that's controlled by the government that tells them what they're allowed to read to you? Because it seems to me like you guys ignore a lot of things in that book that tell you that all people are the children of God. If all people are the children of the God, then why is it that you can't accept that you're Jesus? All are God's children. How do you not understand that you're Jesus? How is it that you have this book that tells you that you are the creator in the flesh, and yet you follow somebody else? That's right. It did say Jesus said, what I can do, you can do better. Now show me the Christian that walks on water. Where's the Christian that walks on water? Where's the Christian that's healing people from blindness? Where's the Christian that is flipping over the tables and the chairs in the churches and telling everybody to get out of church? Where's the Christian that tells you not to listen to the government because that's man's law and you're supposed to be operating under the Creator? Where's the Christian that will strike down their enemies because there's a time to kill and there's a time to love? Where is the Christian that doesn't go to church? Because it specifically tells you God doesn't dwell in a house built by hands, and you cannot find God in a church. So what are you finding in there? And if you have a problem with what I'm saying right now, then you didn't read the fucking Bible that you're sitting here telling me that you represent. Because everything that I have told you has came directly from scriptures. No, what do you need me to tell you, perfect moments? Go follow Moses. Take your shoes off, go sit down on the earth and ground yourself and take some deep breaths and start regulating your energies properly. Do what Moses did so that you can experience osmosis. Do the things that you're being told to do. Didn't Jesus say, don't call me king and don't... How do you call me king and don't do the things I tell you to do? Huh? When are y'all going to start doing the things that you're told to? When are you going to start following the very simple examples that were given to you? No, I don't do debates with Christians, my friend. You know why? Because there's no point. We already know what they are mentally. Because we know what the effects of believing in the religion side of that book of instructions really does to you. We know the internal effects. You understand? That's why they become lambs. To be herded. See, that's why they keep calling you the Lamb of God, because you're a sheep. This is your shepherd's staff. This is your lamb. This is your burning bush. These are your serpents. This is the word of God written on the stones. The fucking lungs, the thing that produces words. So if you follow what Moses did when he went to go and find the Creator said, take your shoes off. This is a fucking holy place. Right? When he was saying take your shoes off because this is a holy place, he was saying ground yourself and restructure your waters. Take those deep, sit here and take those deep breaths. You know, sit here. Just chill out for a minute. Breathe. Learn to put out the flame of that bush that's controlling your emotions, that dictates how your body reacts. Because here's your boy Moses right here receiving the knowledge from the burning bush. See him right there with the shepherd's staff, receiving something from Thoth inside of a bush that seems to be on fire, that's being moved by the lion, you know, the Lion of Judah, you know, the lion, the thing that has a mane. What is the mane of the lion? The fucking cerebellum. The thing that controls your emotional responses. Nothing to do with gods and goddesses. You believe that trees talk to you. You believe that animals speak to you. You believe that bushes catch on fire and talk to you, but you don't believe in grounding yourself. Yeah, lion's mane, mushroom, yeah. You believe all these stories that don't explain anything, but when I show you where the stories come from and what they actually explain and why they use the things that they use, you get mad at me. You get mad at me for telling you the things that you're trying to understand when you go inside of a church. Because you're the lamb. You're the lamb. You're being herded. But you tell me I'm angry. I'm not angry. Right? You've been turned into a lamb. You need to bring that ram out. You know, start getting stubborn and motherfucking start butting your head against shit and start looking at things. Because if you don't go through your process of osmosis, you're going to be running around with all them fucked up thoughts in you. Why do you think I keep telling everybody to go ground yourself? How did the God in the Bible tell Moses to contact him? He said, "Oh, you coming to talk to me? Take your shoes off and sit down." That's meditation. When's the last time one of you Christians meditated? Huh? When's the last time you grounded yourself? It's for your health. These are things that are real things that are being explained for real purposes. The osmosis is restructuring it. It's, okay, story of Moses, right? Moses takes all the people from one side of the world to the other, right? Think about it. Moses takes one side of people, everybody's all trapped in one area. He's like, oh, you guys are being fucking, you know, they're being controlled. We're going to take you and we're going to separate you from them, right? That's osmosis. What osmosis does is when your blood and your waters get too colluded with stuff, it divides it and separates it and splits it up so for even distribution. That's osmosis. That's your story of Moses. Okay? And you need to do this. Follow what Moses did. If you follow what Moses did, you'll start losing all of them fucking ideas of demons, devils, and fucking being ran by hell and all that shit. It'll melt off you, literally. After 1 week, you'll have a whole new mind. But since you've been in the church, you need to follow what Jesus did and go and fucking go and walk through the... Remember, people didn't wear sandals back then. He was barefoot in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. That's grounding yourself for 40 days and 40 nights. Do it. Stop telling me that you follow Jesus when you don't do none of the shit that he told you to do to fix yourself. The things in the Bible give you the instructions that are necessary in order for you to operate at your fullest potential, to be as close as the Creator as possible, but you follow Jesus. Right? You followed Jesus. You made the choice. You made the choice to be a sinner. You made the choice to do evil things. You made the choice to be forgiven instead of repenting. Jesus told you to repent for your sins, but you think that he was here to forgive you for them. Huh? Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace they have not known, for even those by the elect of Jesus Christ will fall short in the eyes of the Lord. Why do you think when they gave you the story of the resurrection, when everybody was trying to praise him for being resurrected, he said, get the fuck from around me. You motherfuckers didn't listen at all. You're sitting here worshiping me. I told you to worship the Father. I told you go within. Yeah, even in the Bible, he tells them don't follow religion. All he did with the religion was go into churches and flip the houses. Your church is in your home. That's law talk. You see, this stuff goes a lot deeper into things than you think it does. That's law. You're supposed to establish your household as a church. That way you're able to have all of the benefits that the Creator gave you. How are you going to receive your life of abundance if you're not set up as a church to receive it? Your church is your house, is the Creator that you teach to your children. Where is it that you want to learn about this shit? Yeah, shout out to Circe, right? Oh man, hey. Oh man, where they were all turned into animals, right? Oh man, hey, look, you got me rolling with that one because I know exactly what you're talking about. You know the word church comes from Circe, right? Like, you know, that deity that ruled over the dead. And I'm glad that you brought that up because that is a hilarious point to make. The word church comes from Circe. Okay? Bro, I don't overthink anything. The problem is you don't think enough. So you're easily confused and easily had the wool pulled over. Why do you think they mention that so much? The wool? Why do they think they call you a you? What? Everything is referenced back to these animals things. Like, y'all don't really see it, right? You don't really see it because you're not being the fish, right? But if you recognize as the fish, you recognize that you is a fucking female goat or a lamb, a baby lamb, right? A you is a lamb. Don't they call you a kid? A kid is a fucking same thing. Why do you think they keep referencing you back to all these things? If you're hard-headed, you're what? You're a ram. Why do you think when you're good at things, they tell you that you're the goat? They'll be like, oh, I'm the goat. Oh, I'm goated. Oh, okay, right. Well, fuck. How is it that you can speak all these symbols, but you can't put the symbols to the words to make it make sense? Oh, God. No, the word church comes from Circe. Circe is the one that controls the dead. It's the goddess of the underworld. Because the church's admiralty jurisdiction being spread across the entire world. That was the Great Flood. You're in the underworld right now. You're in hell. Oh, I'm wrong? Okay, here, let me help you out with that. If you're not in hell, right? Give me this. You don't know what the fuck you're talking. You're just one of them people that likes to talk, huh? Okay, let's see. Definition. Hell. Law Dictionary. The name formerly given to a place under the exchequer chamber where the king's debtors were confined. You see, hell doesn't deal with fire and fucking brimstone, genius. Get out of the Bible and get into life. Now, this is the thing, is that the exchequer chamber given to where the king's debtors were confined to the rich. Let's see. Didn't Great Britain establish the United States of America Corporation? Isn't that a kingdom? Isn't that coming from the king? Don't you answer? Like, isn't the British corporation known as the United States of America ran by the king? Aren't you born being told that you're in debt? Aren't you out here trying to pay that debt off every fucking day? You're in hell. The real definition of hell, not the fucking Dante's Inferno that was given to you that shows you fire and brimstone. That is not what this is. Why do you think in the Geneva Bible, you know, the one that comes out before the KJV, we wrestle against darkness? Oh, shit. Damn it. We wrestle against the princes of... There it is. Ooh, not there it is. Get that out of there. Hold on. Boop. Now, see, the KJV changed it, so we're going to need the Geneva. Geneva. Yeah, for we wrestle not against the flesh and the blood, but against the principalities. What are you under right now? The principalities, right? Right? So for we wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against the powers, against the worldly governors, the princes of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness which are in ye high places. Why would there be spiritual wickedness in ye high places? I don't know, probably because of the secret treaty of Verona. Secret treaty of Verona, where it was, let's see, let's take a look at this here. Well, let's see what they were talking about in the secret treaty of Verona. Let's take a quick gander at what was being discussed. Let's see, right here in Article 3. Convinced that the principles of religion contribute most powerfully to keeping nations in a state of passive obedience which they owe to their princes, the high contracting parties declared it to be their intention to sustain in their respective states those measures which the clergy may adopt. The clergy. This is why all of your churches get a discount from the government. Now, with the aim of ameliorating their own interests immediately connected with the preservation of the authority of the princes and the contracting powers, join in offering their thanks to the Pope for what he has already done for them, and solicit his constant cooperation in their views of submitting the nations. What the fuck are you talking about? Because I know what I'm talking about. I know about the hell that the Pope provided for you, because the Pope is the one that sent everybody over here. Do I need to show you that too? Or are you going to stop questioning me? You see, my people will perish for lack of knowledge, for they reject knowledge, and I shall reject thy seat in the heavens and thy children. You know why the children get rejected? Because the children get taught by the parents. So, this is what you're being warned about in the Geneva Bible. Ryan, matter of fact, hey Ryan, I don't give a fuck about your question, bro. You've been speaking nonsense the whole time. You can go. You're dismissed. Go figure it out. I gave you everything you needed to actually look into this shit. So look, at this point, if you still want to continue to argue with me about Christianity, right? If you still want to keep that shit up, even though
I've given you the definition of hell, even though I've shown you that the Catholic Church runs the Bible, even though I've shown you that that's actually the Muslim Christian Catholic Church, and even though I've shown you that Christian actually means that you're retarded, I wish you would stop fucking arguing with me, because I've given you more than enough things for you to look into. Right? But it's the deficiency that comes with being Christian that's making it so you can't comprehend the shit that I'm saying to you. Because they've turned you into a Christian. So, like I said, go and follow what fucking Moses did and cleanse yourself so that you can get close to the Creator. Go sit outside, take your fucking shoes off like you were told to, and get your sun gazing in. And fix yourself. And then come back, and then we can talk when you're actually comprehensible of the things that I'm able to portray to you. Because I've literally built it out for you step by step. And you're still having trouble comprehending it. That's just further proving the deficiency that you're suffering from. And I'm trying to help you here. Hate speech? Crybabies. All right, I'm out. I'm trying to help you, and all y'all want to do is keep trying to get mad at me. I'm not the one that did it to you. I'll catch y'all later.